the legs
I can smell all of the smoke, all that love and positivity, that shit is a joke. I should dead them all, my heart ski down slopes. When you did piggy bank, everybody wanna see you broke, bro. Me and snakes don't lip lock. I don't think the feet look good on me like flip-flops. I know if I spit it, it belongs in this Ziploc. They know I'ma kill them, all they hearing is tick-tock. Your time is up. Where there's fire, you see the smoke, yeah. I know liars, I seen them fold, yeah. I'm so tired from all these souls, it's done been a good year. My tires don't leave the road, yeah. Are they serious? I seen liars that testified under oath, I hear. Rappers not living out what they wrote, my peers. Ought to be studying, taking notes, how you hate.
Alright, let me talk to you real quick about Rexius Nutrition in Ralston. Rexius carries an awesome line of pre-workout from brands like Alpha Lion, Bucked Up, 5150, Insane Labs, and several other brands. They also have a great selection of protein powder, including my personal favorite, the All Max Hexapro cookies and cream flavored. Can't go wrong with that. They also carry the very popular brand Axe and Sledge protein powders, branched chain amino acids, which are crucial to stay hydrated, and pre-workout. They also carry locally owned brands like VHI Fit. They carry their protein powders in several different flavors. They also have pre-workout, branched chain amino acids, vegan protein powder as well. And if you have a sweet tooth like me, you gotta try this Omaha protein popcorn. The owners Jamie and Brent Stryker are absolute studs and are very knowledgeable with a background in bodybuilding. Jamie even reached pro status as an IFBB pro women's physique competitor. Stop by Rexius Nutrition in Ralston on the corner of 84th and Q and receive 10% off when you tell them you're there on an official visit.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oscar Galindo. I'm back with another episode of the official visit. And this week, we're going to be doing a bit of a doubleheader for you guys. I got two parts for this episode. The first part, I'm going to be going through my top 10 from the preseason for every class. I know not every team played last Friday, but there was enough action that kind of caused some change-ups here and there. So I'll go through that, maybe talk about some teams that impressed a little bit more and maybe inched their way closer to that top 10. And then in the back half or in the second half of the episode, you will see an interview with Papillion La Vista South. Rising sophomore running back, had a monster game this past Friday against North Platte. About 250-ish yards from scrimmage. Yards from scrimmage, and then he scored 4 touchdowns. It's sophomore running back Devyn Jones. So we'll kind of talk to him a little bit about what he was going or what he saw that game, how he was feeling, and how he plans to attack the rest of the season. So, that'll be the episode for this Tuesday, and then you could expect to see another episode once a little bit more film, once some more stats come up. Towards the end of the week, you'll see me back again, talking a little bit about some week 0 or some players, some top performers from week 0, and then we'll have our player of the week as well. So, a lot of stuff going on here at the official visit. So kind of just going through my top 10 for Class A. Like I said, no changes really happened here. Going down the list, number 1, I have Omaha West Side. 2, Bellevue West. 3, Elkhorn South. 4, Omaha North. 5, Gretna. 6, Lincoln Southeast. 7, Millard South. 8, Lincoln East. 9, Papio La Vista, the Monarchs, and then number 10, I got Millard West. So in Class A, there were a couple games out there. The big one was Bellevue West versus Creighton Prep. It was a lot closer than a lot of people expected it to be. Creighton Prep, people were kind of expecting them, just because of inexperience and being young, to maybe kind of see a couple of growing pains and maybe not, against a talented team like Bellevue West. Many people were predicting that blow up, but they held strong. They showed us a lot of what to expect this season, especially once they start gelling and really finding their grooves. It's going to be a tough team to play. Bellevue West, you know, I haven't watched the game yet. I do want I am waiting on to catch that. But they saw the running back duo of Charlie Gwinner and CJ Goff. Four rushing touchdowns. That's impressive to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Thunderbirds can do with that running game. With that, because both those backs are dangerous, man. They can both catch the ball out of the backfield. They're quick. They're agile, all that kind of stuff. They're tough. So yeah, maybe didn't see the fireworks show. Maybe a lot of people were expecting with, Danny and Isaiah and Davon. But they still did their part and contributed to the win. So yeah. But yeah, not nothing much to really change. Bellevue West standing there at number 2. One team that really stood out this week was Papio La Vista South. They had, just a couple, some question marks going into the season. Like I said, they lost a big group to graduation, and they had quite a few players step up, man. They had quite a few players. Like I mentioned, Devyn Jones, who we'll hear from later on this episode. Casey Popish was a player that stood out. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name, but Roy Scogby. He's going to be electric. He's going to be a playmaker for them this season. So, yeah, Papio South inched a little bit closer to that top 10. Maybe a couple more wins. Maybe a few other teams take some L's here and there, and they can find their way back to that top 10. So, but yeah, for right now, I'm liking their projection. So, we'll have to see how their season continues. So, all right, for Class B, this is one where we see a little bit of a change up. Not a ton, but there was a really big game in Class B. We'll talk about that here in a bit. So I'll go through them. Number 1, I have Bennington. Number 2, Elkhorn North. They're coming off a 21-3 win over Beatrice. They're going to be, that was a good way to start off their season. Defensively had a great game. So yeah, but stay the same for the most part. Scotts Bluff at number 3, 4, Waverly, 5. This is where we see the first big change. I have Norris. This was Blair at number 5. I switched him out with Norris. After the big win, 42-21 win over Blair, in Blair. Yeah, man, they just looked impressive. Norris looked very good. They took Blake Macklin took the opening kickoff, 99 yards to the house. And then he had another rushing touchdown in there. He actually had another punt return. I believe it was a punt return that he returned but got called back for blocking the back. So yeah, just an explosive player, man. He very playmaker, threat to hit that home run at any time. And then my player of the game, the player I thought did just phenomenal, was Eli Holt. He had 11 tackles on the defensive side, and then he had 2 rushing touchdowns and a crazy 49-yard or 40-some yard receiving touchdown where he bobbled the ball, managed to hold on, and then raced the end zone. Scored touchdown. So, scored three touchdowns in total. Yeah, and then I was able to catch up with him after the game. Got his thoughts on the game and how it went. Here's my interview with him. All right, I'm here with Norris linebacker Eli Holt. He is my player of the game. He had 2 touchdowns and then a receiving touchdown. Eli, kind of give me a little bit of what was going on through your head during that game.
Well, we knew they were a really good team, and we came ready to play. We didn't give up all game long, and I'm super proud of the guys. And obviously it's not just me; it was a team effort. We played great, and we're excited for the rest of the season.
You guys scored
scored right away, but then you gave up 2 touchdowns, but then fought right back and then never really let off the gas. What was said or what was done, or give us a little bit of behind the scenes of what kind of gets you guys going.
Yeah, our coaches, we just settled down. We weren't playing our technique. We weren't doing the stuff that we know how to do. So we just settled down and we got it done. So
tell me a little bit about what was going through your head during that receiving touchdown. You bobbled it, and then you ended up housing it.
Yeah, it was a little high, but I tipped it, got it down, and it was open field from there. Great blocks, great blocks.
You got Seward next week. Another tough team. Give us a little bit about what you guys have to do to make sure you guys come out on top then too.
Yeah, we just got to play our game. We kind of what we did tonight. Our offense fired on all cylinders. Our defense was doing good. We got a lot of pressure on the defensive line. We play our game. That's what I think we need to do.
All right, man. Any last words?
No.
Appreciate it.
So that was Eli Holt, senior linebacker for Norris. But yeah, just a great performance in general. There was a moment there where Blair was starting to get the upper hand. They went up 13-6 early in the first, but then once Norris was able to settle down, they got those first game nerves out of the way. They really were able to provide a lot, or create a lot of pressure, keep that Blair offense off balance, and then offensively, Jarrett was just distributing the ball very well. Blake was running the ball very well, and then of course hand it off to Eli, and he's he's good for a couple yards. He's just so tough to bring down. So excited to see how this Norris team continues to play. They were without Air Force commit Jax Gates, so that was a big blow on the offense and defensive side of the ball. But once they get him back in there, and then Junior Gardner was also out. Another player that can go out and make a big difference on the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, once they get those players back, expect this offense to really start to pop, man. This is gonna be an exciting team to watch. All right, so then continuing with the list, Scott stays at number 6, Elkhorn stays at number 7, Blair they switched spots with Norris at number 8. I did see a lot of things that I really liked from the Blair team on Friday. Brock Templer and Ethan Bechler are just phenomenal athletes, very explosive, very fast. You get them in space, and they're gonna give defenses the work. So I really like that. It was just a matter of the offense, and it could very well be just the first game back. The offense maybe just didn't find their groove. They just were still, I don't know what it was, but once they're able to do that, they didn't have Jashawn Unger, who's a very talented receiver and plays on defense as well. That's someone that could have played a role in that game. So still a very solid team. I still think this is a team that's going to be up there, among the top of in Class B. But yeah, just gotta find their rhythm, find their groove, and they'll be all right, man. They got Bodie Sukup at quarterback. He's great. Ben Holcomb, another great linebacker who did a lot on that defense, was everywhere for them. Brady Brown, another great talent on that team. Just a great, talented team. They'll be all right once they get it all once they bounce back, I guess. All right, so then number 9, I got Gross Catholic, and then closing it out, I got York at number 10. Some teams that kind of stood out that played this weekend. Pius had a 42 to 14 win over Lincoln Northwest. They look solid all around. Colby Volkmer is going to be a quarterback to keep a very close eye on. He's about 6'5", like 220 pounds. Had a little bit of some growing pains last season, but yeah, this is the year I think he puts it all together, and that Pius team is gonna have they're very strong up front. So yeah, this is a team that's gonna be contending for the playoffs, for sure. Northwest, I know they didn't get the outcome they wanted, but man, they had some playmakers on that team. Genesis Springs, man, he's been a player I've been hoping to catch since he was doing work with the Red Wolves this offseason. Very very good, just flat out football player. Plays defense and offense. He ended the game with 100 yards, and then his teammate, fellow senior Tyler Aldridge, also ended with 100 yards. Four receptions and a touchdown each. So, yeah, shout out to them, man. They, like I said, game didn't end how they probably wanted it to, but hey, man, there's some promise there for sure. Crete also, another Class B game. Crete also eked one out against Westview. Um, Westview, second year in commission, taking Crete almost to the wire with the 29-31 loss. Again, the young teams may not be the outcome they want, but seeing stuff like this, it's very encouraging, and it shows these teams are headed in the right direction. So that's awesome to see. I'm hoping to see more of Crete this season, see what they can do. I know they got some players out there. One of those teams that could sneak into the playoffs. Just got to make sure they win the ones that they're supposed to win, and maybe still a couple that they might not be favored in. So Class C1, there's no change really. Wasn't any Class C1 games, I believe. Yeah, no. So I'll just read through that one. Number 1, Boone Central. 2, Ashland Greenwood. 3, Aurora. 4, McCook. 5, Pierce. 6, Roncalli Catholic. 7, Adams Central. 8, Minden. 9, Wahoo. And 10, Columbus Lakeview. Class C2. This one might be a little controversial. All right, so Class C2. This one might be a little controversial. There weren't a ton of games to really impact the rankings here, but when I went back and looked at it from the first time, I realized I made a huge mistake. And that was somehow I forgot Bishop Neumann, man. And that's just terrible on my part. So I did want to correct that. Unfortunately, I do have to kick out a team from the top 10, so I apologize to them. And regardless, I still think they're a good team. The math, I don't know. So here's my rankings. I got number 1, Norfolk Catholic. Number 2, Ord. 3, Battle Creek. 4, Oakland Craig. 5, this is where I got Bishop Neumann. I think they have a great team. A lot of returning players, some youth in there as well. So I think this is going to be a great team, very tough team to play. Yeah, keep an eye out for Bishop Neumann. 6, Hartington Cedar Catholic. 7, U10. 8, Hastings St. Cecilia. 9, Malcolm. And then 10, Fillmore Central. So I did have to drop Mitchell from that top 10. I apologize to my friends from Mitchell. Still, like I said, still think you're a great team. Just I don't know what I did. I messed up somehow. But yeah. So now moving on to Class D1. There were a few games here, but none of them really did a ton to change my any opinions on the teams. North Platte St. Patrick stays at number 1, but they did have a very impressive, and that's after a very impressive win over Bridgeport. They beat them 48-12, and I believe that's without one of their star players, Jackson Roberts, playing. So This is going to be a juggernaut once they get him back. Brecken Erickson's a monster. They had a player that broke. He stood out. Let me see. Give me just one. And then in place of Jackson, James Heurigs, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He just balled out. So once they get, like I said, once they get healthy, this is gonna be a team with a ton of options to score, and a ton of players that can make plays on defense. So this is gonna be a tough team. Number 2, I have Cross County. Two of the best players, two of the top players in the class and in the state. Isaac Dickey, Tanner Hollinger. No brainer there. Number 3, Clarkson Lee. 4, Stanton. 5, Palmyra. 6, Thayer Central. 7, Weeping Water. 8, Highline. 9, Neely Oakdale. 10, Riverside. Riverside had played this past weekend, or on Friday. They won 38-20 over Summerland. This is a team that I think is going to be able to put up a lot of points this season. They have they have good weapons on their offense. Quarterback Drew Carher that could just sling it. So this is going to be Riverside pick up the dub, stay at number 10, but it was mostly just because it felt unfair moving the other players or the other teams. So, all right, Class D2. Again, another class, not any change at all, really. Number 1, Howells Dodge. Number 2, Dundee County. 3, Bloomfield. 4, Hitchcock County. 5, Ainsworth. 6, Central Valley. 7, Wynot. 8, Sandhill Stedford. 9, Bruning Davenport Shickley. Number 10, Elm Creek. No movement there. Excited to see these teams back on the field this week. Tough class. It's gonna be a dogfight in this class, so I'm excited to see that. Class D6. No movement there. Class D6. Got a little bit of movement. Number 1, I'm sticking with SEM. 2, Class D6. Some movement, a little bit. SEM staying at number 1. 2, I got Potter Dix. 3, Parkview Christian. 4, Red Cloud. 5, I got Pawnee City. They had a Pawnee City. They look great against Plain St. Edward. Beat them 56-12. This is going to be a team that's just going to continue flexing their muscle. They just regroup. So move them to number 5, and then that moves number 5, Arthur County, to number 6. So those are my class top 10s as we head into week 1. Like I mentioned, there wasn't a ton of movement. Just some teams that maybe bumped their stock a little bit more. Except for Class B, where we saw that change with Blair and Norris. But remember, subscribe, like, share, comment, do all that kind of stuff down. Help your boy out. And then, come back, join us later this week as we talk some week 1 games, and then some player of the week rewards from week 0. So, I got the Devyn Jones interview coming up right after this. So, I appreciate you guys. And good luck to everybody this week. Back to competing, back to playing, and I will be at Lincoln Southeast. Oh, also vote for which game I should go to on Friday. I'm torn between 3. Then there are also some games that were moved, so I don't know what's going on there. Let me know what game should I go to. Millard South versus Millard West. Malcolm versus Utan, or Pierce versus Wahoo. Yeah, and I'll be there on Friday night. So, yeah, vote on Twitter, and yeah, thank you guys. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oscar Galindo. I am back with another episode of The Official Visit. This week, I am here with Papillion La Vista South running back. He just coming off a big game this past Friday against North Platte. He's only a sophomore, but already making a big impact. It's Devyn Jones. How you doing, Derek?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good, dude. Just watching some film, catching up on some things, man. Sweet. So, I'm excited to have you on here, Derek. Kind of talk about, get to know you a little bit more with these pregame questions, and then we'll, talk a little bit about your big game. So, diving right in. First pregame question I have is, do you have a pregame routine that you like to go through?
So we just do as a team. We stretch before, like 30 minutes before every game. We go through these warm ups that help us control our mind and just get ready.
Yeah, nice. And so, kind of just focusing on getting the mind right and stuff like that. Definitely. Do you guys have so is that kind of a quiet time, or is there still like some music bumping in the background?
There's still some music.
Yeah. What song or what artist do you know is always gonna get the boys riled up before game?
We have this ritual where we always play First Day Out right before the game
Yeah.
starts.
Okay. Yeah, man. Dude, that one's gotten called out a couple times, man. It seems like
Mhm.
that's the yeah. I mean, I agree with that, man. That's a great turn up song. All right. So then the next question I have for you is, who is your favorite player at your position?
I'm gonna have to say Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn. Okay. Yeah, nice. So, is there a reason why you like him, or are there parts of his game that you like to add to yours?
He's like small for a running back, and usually you don't see that, and he just gives me inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, for sure, dude. Putting on for all the shorter backs out there, for sure, man. And are you a Cowboys fan too, or are you just kind of
No, I'm more of a Broncos fan, but
okay? But hoping he has some good games here and there for sure.
mhm.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. All right. So then the last pregame question I have here for you is, I guess out in Omaha or whatever, Papillion. Do you have a favorite low key spot to grab a bite to eat? So this could be, something outside of McDonald's and Burger King and or like Doba or and Chipotle and stuff like that.
Um, I think the Good
Good
Life
life?
is pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What do you get there?
I normally go with 10 boneless barbecue wings, side salad, and water.
Okay. All right. There you go. That's a good one. So you're boneless over bone in?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess, man. We'll move on, man. I won't say much about that, but we'll move on. All right. So, boneless wings at Good Life. Gonna have to try those out. All right, man. So, kind of moving ahead out now to this past Friday. You had a monster game. You guys traveled to North Platte. Week 0 game, and last year you still got varsity time last year. But this was really your first, time being, that guy, that feature back, and you ended up with 198 rushing yards, 54 receiving or 54 reception, not 54 receptions, 54 receiving yards, and 4 total touchdowns. Man, tell me about it. What was going on? How are you feeling? What were you seeing out there? Was it something you were seeing from the defense? Was it maybe just your offensive line opening up big holes for you, or maybe you're just feeling it? But yeah, tell us a little bit about that game.
My line was blocking well. They were doing everything they're supposed to do, making they gave me big holes and everything, and we were just executing on offense.
Yeah, and then yourself as a player, what were you kind of seeing from defense, and how are you feeling out there?
I was feeling good. Just run with low shoulder pads, run hard.
Yeah. So then, that's, as a sophomore, it's, starting for a Class A team, sometimes that it's not something that happens super often. It does happen, but not entirely often. But when did you kind of know that you were going to be the lead back, going into the season? When did you kind of find that out? And then how did you kind of take that challenge on?
We had film one day on a Sunday, and that's when he told me. So I was
Okay.
just kind of preparing my mind the whole week just to do good.
Yeah. So then, before you, or I guess before you stepped into that running back one role, there was a pretty good running back there for a couple years, out there. You share the same last name as him. I don't know if you guys are related, maybe, but older brother Devyn Jones. He was the running back for the Titans for a long time. Did you maybe reach out to him and kind of ask him like, hey, like, for advice, or maybe was he giving you pointers, just to kind of help you out throughout the week?
Yeah, he helped me a lot to prepare my mind, tell me what it would be like for my first start.
Yeah. So then, how is it like having someone like that who's kind of been there, done that, and not just done that, but is also doing it at the next level, at Shattern State?
He basically just prepared myself, let me know what was up.
So kind of, like I mentioned earlier, you played some as a freshman. You still, came on a little bit more towards the end of the season. Uh, but then, you know, we've seen it, or I've seen it, just at the start of last year, and then even at the start of this off season. It's just your off season grind and your off season work ethic. Tell me a little bit about where you've seen your biggest growth from your freshman year to this year, in terms of your development.
I have to say, definitely in the weight room. I've been moving a lot more weight than I was last year. Gained a couple pounds, gotten a little bit quicker.
What parts of your game would you like to see improve throughout as the season progresses?
Um, just my vision, footwork, just get perfect with it.
Okay. Yeah. So then, I know you guys are, one of the things that was, going into the season, we knew Sam was going to be back at quarterback. We knew you guys were going to have some, good receivers out there. But yeah, like the question, I mean, at least in my mind was, I knew you guys had good backs. It's just replacing a player like, Devin. That's a tough task. Um, but you guys responded well to that. Do you feel like after your performance, you've kind of given a little bit of a, um, how should I say it, a little bit more confidence to the offense, and to coaches maybe saying, like, now seeing that, hey, all right, we can hand the ball off to this kid, quite a few times a game, and he could handle the workload and he can do all that. Do you feel anything like that
Yeah,
after the game?
now I can feel like they can trust me more with the ball in my hands and
Yeah,
trust me when they need plays.
yeah. And how do you feel that's done? What do you think that's done for your? Do you feel like that's kind of giving you a little bit of a, confidence boost as well?
Yeah,
It's just game one. You had a big game, but I'm sure coaches are ready to, refocus and start looking ahead towards next week. You guys got another game. This time you'll be at home, and you're hosting Fremont, who is coming,
hmm
who will be looking for their first win of the season. What do you have to do to, continue that momentum and make sure that, you guys can continue, riding high after this win?
just keep grinding, going hard at practice, and focus.
All right, and then kind of going back to your older brother Devin. He's, I'm sure, like you mentioned, he helped you out with the football part of it. But then there's also another aspect of the recruiting aspect of the game and playing high school ball. Have you gotten any advice from him about what's like small tips, or any tips like that to kind of help you in that process, or kind of get your name out there a little bit more, or maybe kind of uh, start getting a little bit more exposure?
Yeah, yeah. He's just kind of told me just to reach out to coaches, send them your film, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So then, like, going forward, obviously, the big goal is to make sure you guys are playing out, in Memorial Stadium for that state championship. Do you have any other goals, for yourself or maybe for your team that you would like to hit along the way to that, that ultimate goal?
Just kind of like bond as a team, come really close,
Okay,
and just get there.
for sure, man, for sure.
Don't want to take that jersey off.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure everybody's, staying focused and all that kind of stuff. Definitely. Um, Sweet. So then, let me see here. All right. So then, the last thing I got for you is, I let my guest kind of give out his life game balls or his thank yous to those people that have kind of helped you get here. Um, coaches, parents, teammates, whoever it may be. But yeah, just to kind of take that time out of, or take that time out of our day to, show that gratitude for those people that have helped us. So if you got any shout outs to give, man, it's all you.
Thankful for my mom providing me with all this shelter, food, just like other stuff like cleats, shoulder pads, all that stuff. I'm thankful for my coaches, always there, trusting in me. I'm thankful for my team because they'll always be there for me when I'm down, help me out. And my older brother because he's just there, loves me, cares about me, supports me.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. And definitely making sure you're getting right for the games, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, definitely. So then the last question I got for you, just to kind of stir the pot a little bit, in a one-on-one drill, because I know Devyn played some linebacker too. I've seen him. A one-on-one drill, got you at back, got Devyn at linebacker. We'll say out of 5 times, are you shaking them, or or not yet? Are you not there yet?
I think I could shake him three times.
3 out of 5. Oh man, yo, I hope he sees this, man. I want to see that. I want to see that one day. All right, 3 out of 5, man. That's crazy, but hey, I can see it, man. I can see you giving him a little bit of the work, but he's a truck, dude. He might still get you there a little bit. All right, bro. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking time to do this real quick for me. Yeah, great talking to you, dude. Wishing you the best of luck. Wishing you guys the team the best of luck throughout the season. Hopefully you guys stay healthy, and the most important part. But yeah, hopefully you see a lot of wins you guys' way, man.
Thank you.
Sure, dude. Yeah, man, definitely, dude. Take it easy and
Flow, I put pressure on their pencils. They look at my life and draw the stencil. One move I can rearrange a mental. I am so unstable. Look what I got into. They can't write my fable. I'm not who you used to. I done cut the cables and strings. I'm on Bluetooth.